Hello everyone and welcome back to Beatley Tone's Beatles channel. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me for this video. Now in this video I'm going to show you three albums that I've recently picked up. Now one of them, it has taken me 48 years to finally own a copy of this album, and you know, I became a Beatles fan in 1976, which is 48 years ago, and I've only just picked it up. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. Then there's going to be two much more recent albums that I've picked up that I'm going to show you, and I'm hoping at the end of this video I'll be able to show you something that you may not have seen before, because I've not seen anyone else showing this, so stay tuned for that. So the album that I have bought, you know, could possibly be considered the best Beatles solo album ever made, and it is George Harrison's Electronic Sound, which of course is not the best Beatles solo album ever made. It is probably the worst Beatles solo album ever made, but I have never owned it on vinyl until now, and you know, I think what you'll gather from this video is what a complete idiot I am. But, you know, I'm an unashamed idiot as far as the Beatles go. So I picked this album up from eBay a few days ago, and it's an Italian pressing from 1972. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom there, but it says EMI Italiana. It was 12 quid. It was 12 quid. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm finally going to get it. I know it's rubbish. I've got it on CD, so I know it's rubbish. And but let's show the record. So you know, it is on the Zapple record label, and that is the reason why I bought it. I wanted to get something that was on the Zapple record label. There are only two albums that came out on Zapple. That was John and Yoko's Life with the Lions, which I don't own on vinyl, and Electronic Sound. John and Yoko's album was Zapple 01. This is Zapple 02. So let's show it to you. So the inner sleeve has been completely totaled. It's old. You know, that's what it looks like. It says on it, Electronic Sound Side 1, Under the Mersey Wall. There are only two tracks on this album. One on side 1 and one on side 2. It's like it's a prog rock album. So, Under the Mersey Wall, composed by George Harrison, recorded at Esher in Merry, England, with the assistance of Rupert and Jostick, the Siamese twins, in February 1969. That is there. And then on side 2 is No Time or Space, composed by George Harrison, recorded in California in November 1968, with the assistance of Bernie Krause. And then there's a little quote here that says, "There are a lot of people around making lots of noise, and here's some more." A quote from Arthur Wax, who's probably not a real person. It then says, produced by George Harrison for Apple Records, sleeve designed by George Harrison, and then at the bottom it just says Apple Records, 3 Savile Row, London, W1. As I say, it's, you know, it's totally gone, so I'm going to need to put this in a polyline sleeve. But here is the record, and there it is on the Zapple label, which I'm really pleased to get this, and it's not 180 gram vinyl, but it's really thick vinyl. It's probably about 150, 160 gram, I would say, and it is in really good condition. Well, of course it is, because anyone that ever bought this record probably didn't ever play it more than once. And the bloke that was selling it on eBay, in his you know, in his blurb, his description of the record, he said, "I have play tested it, and it sounded fantastic. It sounded perfect, but I could only cope with 14 minutes of it because it was so horrible. And then I stopped, and you can't blame him for that. And I've played this, and well, I say I've played it. I started to play it, but he managed 14 minutes. He did really well because I only managed 8 minutes. Because this album, it is terrible. It is terrible. It is basically George plinking and plonking about with a Moog synthesizer that he'd just taken possession of, and that's what the album is. There's no proper songs. There's no singing. It's just It's just plinking and plonking, and it's just a noise. Terrible album, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But as I say, the reason why I got it is because of that Zapple record label. It was just a bit of a whim, and I thought for 12 quid I'm gonna go for it. But the idiocy doesn't really stop there, because you may remember a couple of weeks ago it was record store day, and I wasn't going to get these two albums. Didn't really think I wanted them or needed them. And well, I'm trying to do a big reveal, but there's no point, because there's no point talking about them without showing them to you. Yeah, it is another copy of Electronic Sound, which came out for Record Store Day, but this is one of these Zoetrope versions of it, and because I got that one, I had to get this one as well, Wonderwall Music, which is also a Zoetrope, and we're going to get these open in a minute, and I'm going to try and show you how these records look on the turntable, because it's supposed to be like moving images sort of thing, but you need an app to be able to see it properly. There's no information on the records that tell you that you need this app. This is just information that you're just supposed to know. I found this out by hearing other people talking about it, but I haven't actually seen anyone actually showing it properly. Now, the reason why I bought these albums, because I was not going to buy them. When they were announced for Record Store Day. I just thought, I do not need these records. I don't want them. And I think they were £38 on Record Store Day in most record stores, and I wasn't going to pay that for something that I'm not going to play, because, as I said, Electronic Sound is a terrible album. Wonderwall Music is not much better. It's not an album that I like. I do have it on black vinyl already. But the reason that I bought these was because, they say that the whole premise of Record Store Day is the fear of missing out, and you go and queue up at your record store, for 6 or 7 hours before they open up in the freezing cold, and go and buy your records because you're worried about missing out. But I didn't have that fear of missing out. But the reason why I bought these is because I saw my old mate Beatle Dave from Derby showing them. If you don't know Beatle Dave, please check out his channel. He's got a great channel, and he's got lots of records that he wants to show you and talk about. But Beatle Dave, he bought these off eBay as well, and I saw his video where he said that he bought them off eBay, and that's when the fear of missing out kicked in for me, and I thought, oh, they look nice. So I had a little sniff around on eBay, and I found a bloke that was selling these for 25 quid each. Well, he wanted a bit more, but I made him an offer of 25 quid and he accepted it. He was doing free shipping, so I got both of these for 50 quid. I mean, 50 quid is 50 quid, and that's still quite a lot of money for albums that you're not going to get much playtime out of. But I just thought, oh, go on then, buy them. So I did. What an idiot. So we're going to get these two new albums open, and I'm going to attempt to try and show them using the app if possible, if it's gonna work. By the way, those eagle-eyed viewers amongst you, you may notice I've had a little bit of a shift round in my room. I'll just move my big fat head so you can see my my John Lennon 1-to-1 poster, which is new to my wall, but it's not actually new to me. We've been having a little bit of a clear out, and Mrs. Beatley Tone bought me that years ago, and it was still in the the poster tube. We opened it up, and that was what was inside, and I thought, oh, it's fantastic, I'm gonna put that up on my wall. So I've had to move a few things around. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Okay, so let's get these things open. So the first one is Wonderwall, Wonderwall music. I'll just show you the hype sticker, and I will take the hype sticker off before I take the shrink off, because it's much easier to get the hype sticker off when it's got a sort of a record to get a bit of purchase against. Success. I'll just put that down there. Okay, let's get this open, get the shrink off. Okay, so the shrink is off. Now they're a little bit weird because they're just, there's no back to the album like the normal album, but it does have a number on it there. I'm not sure how many of these were made. I think someone said 8,000 worldwide. I'm not sure. So my Wonderwall is 465, quite a low number. And inside you get this with the normal black vinyl as well, sort of a inner sleeve type thing, which is quite nice. And the album just sort of comes in this sort of polylined, well, not polylined, but polythene sleeve, and that's what it looks like. Very nice indeed. And I think that when you get these, when you play these albums through the app, these images are supposed to move. We're going to try that in a bit and see if it works. But yeah, very nice. It looks really nice, of course, and that is the whole point. These, of course, have been now released on the Dark Horse label, although this one doesn't actually have a Dark Horse logo on it. So that is Wonderwall music, and now we'll do the electronic sound album. So I'll just show you the hype sticker for that close up so you can see it, and I'll just take the hype sticker off, and that has been successful as well. So we go there. I'll just put that there, and I usually stick these on the inner sleeve later. Okay, let's get this one open. Okay, so the shrink is off, and this one has also got a number. 1605 is my number for electronic sound. Now this has also got an inner bit. I won't be extravagant and call this a booklet, but it's just like the front and the back of the sleeve, and inside we've got the Zapple thing that was there obviously on the original copy, and there's the bit that I've shown on the the one I've just picked up, which is on the inner sleeve. So that is that. Again, the album comes in this sort of polythene bag thing, and again, it looks really nice. So it kind of, you kind of get the idea. And I suppose when I was talking about the fear of missing out, I didn't really feel that for these two albums, because these two albums are terrible. But you know, I was kind of thinking that if he's released if Danny's releasing all these albums again on the Dark Horse label, he's probably going to do one of these Zoetrope versions for all the other albums, and that was when the fear of missing out kicked in, because I was thinking, well, if he is going to do that, I will probably buy all the other albums in this format. You know, wouldn't bother me, because I like all the other albums. Well, not really extra texture, but that's another story. But I would still probably buy it. But I thought, well, if he does do that, then I don't really want an incomplete collection. So that is why I got them. But that's my excuse. But really, I want to blame you, Dave. Beatle Dave, this is your fault. I'm blaming you completely for pretty much twisting my arm and forcing me to buy these against my will. Anyway, so yeah, they do look really nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the app onto my phone and try and show you what they look like moving. And I'm wondering if they are going to do one of these Zoetropes for all the other albums. What would they bother re-releasing All Things Must Pass on a Zoetrope? You bet your bottom dollar they will. And we will get moving gnomes going round and round, probably, I expect. Anyway, I'm going to do that now, and let's see how we get on. So it appears to have worked. The app that I've downloaded on my phone is called Illumiscope, and basically what you do is that when the record is on your turntable, you go into the app and hold your phone over the turntable, viewing down on the record playing, and you will see an image of the animation, and you can either record it or take a photo of it. That's how it works. So what you're going to see now is you're going to see Wonderwall music first, and then electronic sound, and you'll see each side of each of those records. Firstly, just going round on the turntable, and then secondly, you'll see it through the eye of the app. And the version that you see through the eye of the app will have the sound as well, unless YouTube pick it up as a copyright strike when I process this video, and then I'll have to go back and edit it and take the sound off. So if it's silent, then you know why. Anyway, here it is. So if you're anything like me, you're going to be feeling pretty underwhelmed after watching that. Yes, it's very pretty, but it's pretty pointless as well, because nobody wants to listen to their records standing over their record deck with their phone, looking at the record going round through their phone. No one wants to see that. No one wants to listen to records like that, do they? I don't think so. So I'm kind of taking back what I said earlier in the video. And if he does bring out more of these Zoetrope versions of other George albums, I probably am not going to bother. I'd rather have a nice new remastered or remixed version on black vinyl or coloured vinyl or whatever. But you know, I don't really see the point of these. Anyway, I've shown them to you now. Please tell me what you think about this down in the comments. Love to hear from you. As you know, I read all your comments. I will respond to all your comments as well. If you want to do me a massive favour, please take 1 second of your life to give this video the thumbs up, like the video, because it really does help the channel, helps my video get out there to more people. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on board, and it is absolutely free. It's free as a bird. We've got lots of good things coming up on the channel. I'll be back on Tuesday with a review of the revamped Let It Be movie, which is dropping on Disney Plus on Tuesday. So I'll be back on Tuesday with a review of that. I've got something else planned for later in the week as well. So lots to look forward to on the channel. Okay, that is it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.